I knew it was getting bad.
Sophia Armstrong describing a morning inside her home last December. She could feel her boyfriend, John Hill, becoming increasingly angry. Fearing what was coming next, she says she quietly grabbed her cell phone and pressed record.
I was on the futon, and he ripped my shirt off and started kicking me. And next thing you know, the cops are at the door.
Sophia gave her recording to Weymouth police, and John was charged with assault and battery on a family member. But she was blindsided by what happened when she showed up for the trial in May.
I sat in the DA's office for 40 minutes saying someone will come talk to me. Next thing you know, this is a lawyer I've never met before.
She says the lawyer warned her the recording she made could send her to prison because it's a felony in Massachusetts to record someone without their consent.
I did not let that party know, hey, I'm recording you while you have a domestic episode. So they pretty much told me to give my Fifth Amendment right away, or I would get charged with wiretapping.
Faced with the prospect of being prosecuted and jailed, the single mother felt she had no choice.
So if you're called to testify against Mr. Hill, is it your intention to invoke your Fifth Amendment right?
Yeah.
No witness, no case.
Okay, that's dismissed for warrant of prosecution.
I was honestly devastated and I was mad. The justice system failed miserably.
I think there's a lot of confusion, especially in 2024, where everyone is recording each other. What is private and what is not?
Law professor Margo Lindauer says the state law banning secret recordings also impacts a victim's ability to gather evidence against their abuser.
And so victims are really put in this bind where if their word is not believed, they need to provide evidence. If they're not allowed or to record, what do?
Lindauer says there isn't data to show how often this happens, but other women have shared their stories with 5 Investigates. Shauna Fopiano, charged in 2022 with 8 counts of unlawful wiretapping for secretly recording her husband. These charges were ultimately dismissed. And last year, Sarah Myatt was days away from her trial for recording her boyfriend when the DA dropped the charges as our story was set to air.
What were you most afraid of when you made that recording?
We've heard from over 30 victims of domestic violence that they decided to take out their phone and record the abuse that was happening to them. We've seen time after time this then be used to charge these individuals who are victims of abuse with felony wiretap.
State Senator Patrick O'Connor has been trying to make a carve-out in the state law to protect victims by allowing secret recordings to make a record of threats, harassment, or other crimes. But year after year, it sits on Beacon Hill.
We have a loophole in our system that protects abusers rather than protecting victims, and we need to fix it.
I'm not the only woman this happened to. This is crazy, especially with domestic violence. It's not easy to get out of. That recording meant everything to me, and it just got pushed under the rug.